Thank you for watching the Comedy at the Creek podcast, brought to you by Beer Plug Entertainment Productions and Country Creek Reception Hall. I'm your host, Jason Pierpoint. Our guests are Louis Michael and Johnny Mocny from the Chinese Rocket Force podcast.
Yeah, we started in about an hour and a half, 2 hours before the show, and then people just go, "What the fuck is going on? We didn't sign up for this.
Are we
want to see comedy. We can't even hear them."
It's kind of crazy that people are here this early.
I know.
You guys got nothing else going on?
Well, it's all the older folks and then the people with kids. And I think that the younger people kind of cruise in right around 5:55.
Yep. It's usually about 1:45 to about 10:02, and then everybody comes rolling at the same time. I think most of the front tables here are all reserved tonight, so we should have a halfway decent. Right. Yeah, I panicked like shit the other day when I'm like, oh my god.
The Lions.
The 18th?
Yeah.
Come on, really?
Yeah.
You guys are going to do that? But
it's kind of wild that the top seed team's not playing on a Sunday.
Right.
Why are we getting a weird Saturday game?
It must have been the corporate guys going, hey, we don't want everybody calling in who doesn't have the day off on Monday.
Yeah.
It would have been all right for me because I have Monday off, but, most people, working stiffs don't have Monday off.
MLK Day.
Pay your respects to the K, man.
Well, there's so much. I mean, Monday's going to be huge because it's MLK Day, and then Trump's going to get sworn in. There's a lot going on. I already have a party planned to watch the swearing in, so I don't.
It's going to be a good time, dude.
I'm really making pizza.
I wonder what's the over/under in Vegas odds that he starts with "I have a dream." I got a 20 on it saying he's gonna go for it.
I'll take you up on that. I think it's 50-50. So,
okay, all right.
Somebody's got to bet against you.
You want in on this action?
If there isn't going to be anything left to destroy in Detroit if the Lions fucking lose today.
Yeah.
So, they're already going to have a place destroyed, so they're not going to have to worry about people going crazy on Monday.
Michigan's going to be fine, dude. We got it's the most purple state out there.
Yeah. I'd say 2/3 of Michigan's going to be having an all right Monday.
Yeah.
It's just going to be the Democrats downtown that are going to be all pissed off.
Can you fucking believe this shit, dude?
Gretchen Whitmer sitting in the basement just pouting.
TikTok's going to be gone, so there's no place to complain to.
Yeah. People seem like,
this is apocalyptic.
Have you guys been seeing the reaction from all the Chinese people on Red Note? That there's an influx of American users to this Chinese Communist Party version of Instagram, and Chinese people are like, nah, get this horse shit off here. Also, it used to be called, I don't know the Chinese name for it, but it was Little Red Book, which was a reference to Mao Zedong.
The Mao Zedong book, yeah.
They
give them out for free in China.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Very communist to them.
Yeah.
to do that. Well, what's like...
good guy Mao.
I just don't understand, why is Red Note not banned? Like, that's more explicitly Chinese, right? TikTok, they pretend they're not Chinese.
Yeah, I don't know, because the U.S. government's 2 steps behind the youth.
Yeah. They will. Don't worry, they'll ban Red Note in 5 years.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
I think China is already separating the two groups. They're already like, man, we can't be having all these butt models on our hardworking Red Book.
There's got to be somebody, some company out there for everybody to bail off on.
Dude,
it's going to have to, the overflow is going to have to go somewhere. I mean, what is the thing they got now with, what is it, the Facebook something?
What, Meta? You talking about everything?
Yeah, Meta's working on some other thing. They're already working on some TikTok
so there's
thing.
like Blue Sky, then there's...
That was what I was talking about.
Blue Sky's like...
I got a Blue Sky.
Which is weird because they already have Threads, which was supposed to be...
Threads was already liberal Twitter. And then they made Blue Sky, which is just liberal mom Twitter, kind of.
Okay.
It's like liberal ants.
I'm sticking to my guns. I'm staying on Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
It's my bread and butter. We're going to keep on keeping on.
Yeah. I'm such an old folk. I literally only have Facebook. I've only...
Damn,
ever
dude,
had Facebook.
You're swimming out there.
I went
anti-vaxxers, just people getting fired
AI
up about
posters,
Biden.
People pretending there's a sequel of Forrest Gump coming out. Like.
Facebook's where I go to see hot takes on Biden still.
I went straight from fucking, the stupid ass bullshit, MySpace back in the day straight into Facebook.
Damn,
I've never done anything else. I can't.
Are you still on MySpace?
MySpace is actually still functional.
Pretty cool, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look my name up online, Google
it.
The first thing that comes up is a bunch of pictures from the year 2000.
Oh fuck it, dude! Back in
music.
if I could get in a time machine, I'm not killing Hitler. I'm going back. I'm partying with you in 2000, friend. That's a guy I want to have a couple of beers with. Hell, you seem like a Jägermeister kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
there it is.
I just got rid of the Jägermeister lanyard that I had on my keys from like fucking Ozfest in 2000, dude.
Might be time. Yeah. Because if a cop sees that, you're just getting the DUI, dude.
But you'll never see the Jenkos that are in my fucking closet. That's for sure.
Those are coming back in 2 years.
Now that TikTok's gone, then if MySpace is up for grabs, all the Palestinian activists just got to swamp into MySpace and take it over, and then
just gonna have Rage Against the Machine songs.
Yeah, do like 2000s covers, but it's like
it's just the trooper on every Palestinian.
Yeah.
Israel's doing genocide, and I'm so sorry. That's probably what they'll do. They'll just backdoor back into MySpace and turn that into some fucking crazy place.
Maybe
everything comes back every 20 years, so why wouldn't MySpace come back?
No, yeah, it'll be cool.
Say mom jeans and baggy clothes are starting to make a comeback. Unironic cargo pants are coming back. I'm like, oh, watch out, kids. We're going to be moving all kinds of
what I've been
around.
seeing my students doing are the zip-off pants to shorts again.
They're coming. They're coming.
Classics.
Yeah,
dude. That was purely utilitarian
like,
fun.
Oh, are you at work in the summertime and you got to go to a party afterwards? You don't even need to stop home.
Dude, unzip it. You got jorts on the fly.
Most of my kids are gone now out of the house, but they still have a bunch of shit piled up into their closet. And I went through one of the closets the other day, and I'm just like, wait a minute. Where's all the fucking $1 million pokey cards and shit that I bought those kids back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything.
No.
No.
You could get a fortune on eBay for some of those.
And they were into it. I remember buying the stuff, but I don't remember what happened. I probably got pissed off and threw it away because it was on the stairs or some shit.
I've got probably 1,000 Pokemon cards at home because I really wanted to get into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid, and my mom was like, I ordered you a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but they're all Pokemon cards. I was like, I guess I'm a Pokemon kid.
You're a Pokemon kid.
And then I was late to everything because I wanted to do Bakugan, and I traded my favorite book, a copy of my favorite book, The Tale of Despero. I traded it for 4 Bakugan right when everybody switched over to Beyblades.
Hey, do you need me to translate any of this for you, Jason? Because I feel like he is talking about English toys.
I'm speaking Gen Z, not Asian.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I know Bakugan, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know you got uncles that were probably in the shit somewhere in Southeast Asia.
And just know they lost.
Yeah, but Johnny's toys do represent American ideals still. I went through some of my old Star Wars.
I'm going to show off all my Pokemon cards on Red Note pretty soon. Just follow me there.
Hardworking Johnny son? Nah, dude, some of my Star Wars Lego is worth like thousands of dollars for like 1 or 2 minifigures. Yeah. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. If I'm ever hard up, I'm like, this is an investment. Like, all right. Way to go, Lou. We're keeping it afloat with bricks.
You're like Ron Swanson burying some gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of. This is like the 3 generation because you're kind of in the middle of the 2 of us,
right?
So you're a millennial, right?
Yeah.
And then are you?
I was born in '78. I just
Gen X,
I turned 46 in December.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that Gen X? Or are you
that
Gen
is Gen X.
All
I'm on the very tail end of Gen X.
This is the past, present, and future.
Yeah, look at it. Tail end of Gen
X,
X, tail end of millennial,
tail end of Gen Z.
Yeah. All right.
No, sorry. I'm older Gen Z.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm old Gen Z.
Okay.
Because the students I teach are also Gen Z. They're like the tail end of it. So
corrupting your own.
Yeah. I listen when I listen to your comedy. Sometimes you can get into the aspects of your job and talk about the young kids. I'm just like, whoa, I've got I get my youngest son is 22. He's got his first baby on the way coming. I'm gonna be grandpa any day now.
Holy
so
shit.
the due date's next Saturday. So
congratulations.
Yeah, so that'll be
awesome.
interesting. I've got 3 other young grandkids with my my wife's a little older than I am, so she had a couple when we got together, but this is my youngest. So it'll be interesting, like having a little boy that lives 2 blocks from me and see him grow up and who knows what the fuck them kids are going to be into.
Yeah, dude. Because that's not even Gen Alpha, right? That would just be we don't know what that generation
hasn't
is.
even named it yet.
My grandpa was a teacher at Warren Mott, and he's my grandpa's like in his 80s now. And he'll try to talk about my job as a teacher, and I'm like, I gotta keep reminding him. I'm like, it's not the same job at all.
Yeah, dude, your grandpa was breaking blackboards over kids.
My grandpa once he dragged a kid by his ears to the principal's office, and I'm just like, hey, can you stop? That's me every time. I'm like, come on.
Hey, guys, knock it off.
Man.
Fellas, knock it off.
The amount of times like a kid has like said something out of pocket and I just go dog, that just comes out of me, and then it works sometimes. 2/3 of the time.
We Gen Xers didn't know what we were called because most of the time it was like, shut the fuck up, you piece of shit.
Well, it's because you guys are slackers.
The adults are trying to play cards and fucking drink vodka. Leave us alone.
I love that Gen
Go play
X.
Nintendo.
You guys still have the moniker of being lazy sad sacks.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's got to suck. You guys have been working for like 20 years now. People are like, look at these slacker Gen X bastards.
And you
like,
will work until you die.
Yeah.
That's the other
Have fun retiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Retiring means just moving to another job.
Meanwhile, us millennials have to. It's a weird, tragic game we're playing where when our parents die, we'll be very sad, but we'll have worked for nothing to inherit everything. Like, oh no!
One of my coworkers just retired yesterday. I stopped by a retirement party, and she was like. I was like, oh, you're gonna what are you gonna do now that you're retired? She's like, oh, I got a job stocking shelves and I'm also making decks. I was like, okay, so you're not retired.
Yeah, that's just working two jobs.
Yeah, you're just picking a job that involves less talking and writing. That's all, pretty much. But that's what we all have looked forward to. I think.
Yeah, good kids, man. At least you're teaching them right.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry about your kids. I got them, dude.
Corrupting them.
They're doing great. Once they pass through me, they're good. So.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, man. I see too many videos of like kids don't know how to read and write anymore in like high school. I'm like,
that's a problem.
No.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, and I'm supposed to be the one teaching them to read and write, but like they should. They're all seniors by the time they get to me. If they haven't figured out by the time
that's a lost cause, man.
Yeah. Some of them you just gotta be like, you know what, buddy, just.
Do you have a stand and deliver moment at the end of every class going, how do I teach these kids?
Yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I think every generation has that group of kids that just ain't going to make it.
Yeah.
Like, I love my wife to death, but my wife asked me the other day, she says, if Hawaii and Alaska are so cold and so hot, why are they so close on the map together? And I went,
honey, I love you. She's a very sweet lady, though.
She's a very, very sweet lady. I love her very much.
Good.
Okay.
But goddamn, where the fuck did that come from?
Hey, I don't know, man. At least she's looking at maps. Huh?
I think a smart person, when you get smarter, it doesn't necessarily mean you know more about geography. It just means you know what questions not to ask. Like when you're smart enough to not sound stupid. I think that's.
I've never been accused of that. So,
well, yeah, no, you have. But
I'm
saying, like, there's a lot of stuff I don't know, but I'm like, I'll be clever enough to like not show that I don't know those things. You know, like I'm not a geography expert, but I'm not showing my cards. I'm not, you know.
This is why Azerbaijanis don't care for Turks. You don't need any of that in your life.
Yeah.
Much like the Turks didn't care to have Azerbaijanis in their life.
See, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Little genocide talk.
I remember all the
little cash. One of the not popular genocides.
all that talk a couple years ago when they were like, "Oh, we left Turkey and now all the Kurds are abandoned." And I was like, I don't know what this means, but I'm hungry.
Hey
now.
man, the Kurds are doing great. They got AK-47s and tenacity.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, they're doing all right. They're making up their own money and passports. I don't know that internationally we're going to recognize a Crayola passport, but you know.
Is this the most that Foreign Affairs has come up on the Creek podcast?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Actually,
Right
there's we've talked about all sorts of shit on this podcast. It's been absolutely across the board. I've had everybody from Yogi on the podcast. I had James River on the podcast with C-Dub one time.
Okay.
Wow.
So you want to talk
about past,
why?
present, and future.
Yeah.
James River is like 12 years old, and C-Dub was like
C-Dub's
90.
1,000. Yeah.
So yeah, we've had a wide array of
There's a
fucking people
good
on
chance
here.
that C-Dub is James River in the future.
Coming back to tell him to quit comedy.
Interdimensional beings. Like, you should stop.
I remember when, because C-Dub did Fresh Faces at the Laugh Factory, and I was like, guys, we're using the word fresh a little too liberally, I think.
Dude, he's on that like every other week. It's insane.
Yeah, at what point are you not a fresh face anymore?
Dude,
Carl?
I love C-Dub, but have you seen his schedule? It's out of control.
Yeah, he has. He's supposed to be here next month.
Okay.
And he's got 3 fucking dates in 3 different states on the same
Yeah.
day. I don't know. I'm like,
Well,
you
he's just
can't
retired.
be here in Chicago at the same time, bro.
Yeah.
Dude,
you might
he's-
want to give me a call and let
He
me know
has
what's going
got
on.
to be hitting trucker map like hard, dude.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, I'm driving home now. I'm like, dude, you are kind of old, and it is dark as shit out.
See, C-Dub's old enough that he's actually retired.
Yeah.
Like, he's retired, and that doesn't mean a new job. Like, it's actually
and
no job.
he invested well. He's a gajillionaire.
Yes, that also
be,
helps.
Yeah.
Either
that or he's just a highway robber.
Either way, yeah.
In between all these sets he does, he just stops and robs random people.
It's not trafficking people. He's just robbing them at the rest stops. C-Dub unassuming with a pistol being like, give me your shit. All right.
Just sings to them until they hand over their money.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Shout out to C-Dub.
Shout out to C-Dub.
Hey, C-Dub, take us with you.
Yeah, take us with you.
Take us with you.
Actually, yeah.
Take us with you.
He's been out here. Well, to Comedy at the Creek, I should say, if you're hearing all this in the background, you've watched this fucking podcast before. We are at Comedy at the Creek 17 live here at Country Creek Reception Hall. I should probably actually introduce who we have on the podcast tonight.
They don't care. They're this deep. They don't care.
If you don't know, yeah. I mean, the three people that watch this podcast, you know. But I'm going to do it because I want to segue into what I wanted to talk about, which we have Louis Michael, Louis Michael.
Hey, I've called you a lot of different names. So, you know,
I got to get one back.
Jordan, Jason, whatever,
and Johnny Mocny, and they have a podcast too. It's called Chinese Rocket Force. So I just want to say right off the bat, I love the podcast. I've listened to the podcast from the first fucking episode that you guys put together.
Hell yeah,
And
man.
I told Johnny this a long time ago. I was like, when we were sitting waiting for a terrible open mic.
True Rocketeer right here, by the way.
Yeah, no, you're a day one Rocketeer.
Yeah, day one Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Top tier Rocketeer.
I drive for a living, so I'm driving like 300 miles every single day.
Oh, shit.
You know, it's fucking horrible. I don't work, but I just drive.
Sure.
And I always am an audio listener.
Okay. All right.
So there's another shot back at you. Yeah. An audio only listener.
Dude, we work so hard to suck in our guts.
Yeah. And put it in black and white so we don't have to worry about any lighting or one-angled shots.
I lost a significant amount of weight last year just because we started the podcast, and I was looking at myself, and I was like, I got to do something about that.
Get it together.
Yeah.
But I wanted to shout out the podcast. Like I said, I really enjoy it, and I think it's a different type of podcast. Like, you have a million different podcasts out there, but most of them are just like, I don't even understand what they're talking about half the time. But it's not even funny what they're talking about half the time. Like, you guys will take like just random subjects, and you make it interesting and funny.
Thanks, man.
You know, so it's just not just stupid, dumb slapstick humor. There's actually some intellect in the humor. I know that's
I
weird.
think you're giving us too
No,
much.
that's
So
okay.
this time we're going to start slapping each other.
No, it's actually it's a weird compliment, but you know, that's just my opinion of it.
Thanks,
I like it because it's just entertaining. Yeah. You know, it's not you touch on politics and things like that, but you're not like freaking out about it like most people.
We kind of have like a thing where it's like anytime we get too serious about like politics or something, one of us will have to like, all right, how are we gonna quickly skirt this into
like
silly?
Quit being gay, dude. Get back to being funny.
What are you being sincere an idiot?
Yeah, if the podcast gets too sincere, one of us will break the emergency glass and just rip the alarm like, you're being too sincere, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know,
just
man.
pull the slur alert.
Well, one of us will start saying slurs to get us back on track. But I think we might be one of the comedy podcasts out there that tries, not always, but tries to be funny.
We do.
You know, I thank you for the compliment, but
I appreciate that.
It's not like we're going into it with notes.
Well, hey, you know, I'm the type of person I don't do it either. You know, I just basically fucking riff off and start talking to people on whatever it is that you get the conversation going on. And that's what I like about you guys. Is you guys will just take this just random off the wall idea and then you just run with it. But you guys,
Thanks,
yeah, it's just I don't know. I like it. I like it. I fucking like it. You should like it too.
I think we try to make it so it's like it's for the buddies where it's like you almost feel like you're in the room with us riffing around.
Yeah,
like you know, we don't want to.
Well, all our favorite comedy podcasts are like that. Like Come Towns like that. Matt and Shane are kind of like that.
I was going to say,
it's like you're the other guy in the room.
Exactly. Like if you listen to Matt and Shane's Secret podcast, they probably had a massive influence on us. Yeah. And then Come Town in the past, where it's like, all right, we're just a couple buddies. We're going to fuck around. We're going to riff. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
If it gets weird, which it has. That Thanksgiving episode.
The Thanksgiving
The
episode.
Thanksgiving episode's wild, dude.
Yeah, Louis said he hopes I die in a school shooting.
Yeah. It's
probably
like the
most-
only time I was pissed on the podcast. Yeah.
Well, you guys worried the shit out of me the other day, especially you. You started going off about fucking me. He was like, did he invite himself onto our podcast? And I'm driving down the road. I'm going, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
And I knew.
Oh my God.
I was the one who knew.
But he let me cook with it. He let me cook for a second, and then I was like, oh, all right.
He was like, no. We're gonna go be on his podcast. And I'm like, oh, thank God you told people that.
A good, everybody should know this. A good podcast co-host is one who's willing to let your friend be confidently wrong on air for a good amount of time.
Let it dangle, and then pull
Let it
them
go.
back.
Yeah. Wait until they've really reached and really made an embarrassment out of themselves.
We are though lately. It's a stance we've had where we don't let a boy die on a hill alone.
Yeah.
So if one of us is deeply in the wrong,
You got to go on that
the other
hill.
one still charges up. Because I'm like, nah, dude, not letting you die alone.
We'll
on
get
this
famous together. We'll get canceled together. We'll do everything together.
one.
Whatever
Yeah.
happens.
The most recent episode, I don't think I edited enough out. Where I'm like, all right.
Oh
okay.
yeah, you took a chunk out. I
took
was
one
listening
chunk.
back to see if you took it.
Yeah, I took
there's-
one out.
There's like one significant cut if you see in the latest episode. But yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say what I said, but I
Just
feel
talk
like
about
that would
it.
just ruin the whole purpose.
This podcast I will not cut anything out. I do not give a flying fuck what
right.
anybody
I'll just
says
say
on
we
this podcast.
we played it a little fast and loose with the idea of domestic violence, and I saw
For the
Lou's
record,
face.
we are against.
We
it.
are firmly anti.
not for it.
Yeah.
We are both newly single, unrelated, but
Hey, if you're into domestic violence, the Patreon will be up real soon. You can pay for it.
That's true, everybody.
I know. I keep hearing the threts with the Patreon. You guys,
We'll
you guys
get it
popping
going.
that
on
up?
the
We'll get it
Patreon,
going.
Jason's gonna have a very different reaction when his wife doesn't know geography.
Gonna be throwing dumb bitch around a lot.
Sorry.
I like. How
Don't worry, she doesn't listen to this podcast either.
Of course. We threatened to launch the Patreon clearly to just let people know we're gonna be slurring and saying more out of pocket shit.
Yeah.
And people have DMing us like, when is it happening?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, people want to give us money for
the
it, which is
people
huge.
yearn for the slurs.
Well, I ran into Johnny at the Ozone. Ozone was fun, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I had a good time watching the comics I haven't seen before and hanging out in the back with you guys shooting the shit. But
That's a fun room, yeah.
I told him, I says, I'm going to come up with a new style of booking where I'm just going to tell the fucking people that I'm going to be on their podcast. I'll just be like, I'm going to do it Debo style. And I'll be like, and that was what I was so horrified by when you said that. I was like, oh my God, these guys think that I told them they're going to come do my show. They're going to perform live. They're going to set up their equipment on my stage, and I'm going to be the guest of the podcast.
I thought it was a boss move. I thought you.
Yeah,
were,
I thought you were a big dick.
I thought you were Suge Knighting the fuck out of us. I'm like, all right, dude. Like, which we could have done. Like, we should have just set a second camera up and then just released both.
Well, you know, it'd be really funny if we wake up tomorrow and this is just posted on our feed. We're like, damn it, he got us.
Fucking played us, dude.
Yep.
He's talking with our executive producer. We got on our own podcast.
He went through Sean.
I got the passwords.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's going to be really, really fucking interestingly edited too.
There's nothing. With what we've given you here, nothing worse than what we've said in context on our own.
Yeah, you're talking about doing some hidden fucking microphone shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I don't like hidden microphones, you know.
Well,
Next thing you know, somebody's coming in the fucking
not
room
as
and
weird
be like,
as hidden
hey,
cameras. Hidden camera,
That's
dude.
true. Hidden cameras is worse.
Just my phone under your ass the whole time. I'm doing an upskirt, but in his jeans.
yeah, I'm trying to have a podcast with these guys, and all of a sudden somebody's asking me why I'm talking to 13-year-olds on the internet.
Oh, so
Jason,
you're a
I need
fan
you
of
to take a
Joe's
seat.
work, huh? Joe Garza's
Joe
work.
Garza's
Yeah.
work. Do you know about that?
Ending Pred?
Do not.
He caught pedophiles on YouTube.
Mostly retards, but
mostly
he got a few pedophiles.
It was mostly just him like yelling at guys with severe.
Listen,
disabilities.
I'm not saying the learning disabled can't also be sexual pests.
Right. And I'm not saying I'm definitely not saying they're entitled to it.
No, but maybe how you go about nabbing them and like rehabilitating them, perhaps embarrassing them to the point of killing themselves is not the best way to rehabilitate a sex pest with a learning disability.
But to be fair, he ended the YouTube channel, meaning he did end Pred.
Well, he ended it after,
caught all of them.
After that one guy ended his life.
Yeah. A couple things ended before.
A few things ended.
So I've seen a few of these online things where they do that. Is this like a hobby of these people?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's a.
You have a full-time job, and if you have a list of hobbies that you're interested in doing,
catching pedophiles.
Catching pedophiles.
Well, like, as noble as a profession that might seem to catch pedophiles, I can't imagine like being the. All right, like you're hanging out at a mic, and you're like also at the same time being a fake 13-year-old girl, just going.
And then for a long time,
my parents are gone.
For a long time, they weren't getting arrested, so I just called it to catch and release a pedophile. I was like, "What are you doing, dude? You don't put your waders on. You're like, I'm gonna catch a monster, hook them, and then let them know. You better stop. Like, what the fuck?
A lot of
Shame on you.
A lot of these LARPers that you see on the internet that are catching pedophiles, they just yell at them and slap them around, and it's like I don't like Chris Hansen, who's the GOAT. Hansen would just talk to them like he was a disappointed dad, and they'd cry.
But also had a significant amount of law enforcement.
He had cops there. Nobody went home after that.
Yeah, it was like knock it off. It was like, nah, we're gonna arrest you now. Which I don't know. I'm also of the camp where. Maybe I'm just waiting for the dystopic future of Judge Dredd to take over, but I'm like, we could probably just start killing those guys, right? Right?
Hey.
Not the learning disabled ones. We got to teach those boys. We got to
guys who know better.
Powder your hands, and we got to up the age a little bit, pal. Because most of those guys, I think they were just horny. So it was like,
well, yeah, I think a lot of these guys, they're not. I think most of them, they're like ugly, lonely guys, and they're taking whatever's.
Well, I'm specifically talking about the mentally challenged ones.
Oh,
where I'm like, these boys, they're just a homing missile for whatever it'll take.
Yeah,
They're not out there being like, it's got to be 13. They're like, yeah, nice, dude, boobs. And you're like, all right. Hey, fella, how about we bump those numbers up? Just going to bump those numbers up a touch, huh? Have fun not editing this episode.
Yeah, sorry.
Jordan?
Oh, no, that's okay, Maybe for my hobby, I'll start a podcast. Just podcast with predators.
So I hear you're into the young stuff.
Yeah. That was, let's sit down and talk about it. So when did you get into that?
Because Chris Hansen did start a podcast called Predators I've Caught. And at first I assumed it was like him interviewing all the predators he's caught.
Yeah, just through the glass.
How
What's
did
it
you
like
feel?
in there? Does it suck?
Is it bad?
Bet it sucks. You're holding a lot of pockets in there, aren't you?
What's your nickname in there, huh?
That's like that portion of that new I'm a Killer on Netflix where they go and talk to him a couple months later.
Oh,
so
shit.
what do you think of the way we slandered you on TV? Well, fuck them. Then they listen to everybody talk shit.
That's crazy. But they're actually killers?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a show on TV. They start talking about the way they killed the people and all that stuff, and then they talk to all the prosecutors and everything, and then after like 4 months later they come back and they're like, oh, so what did you think about what this person said about you? And then they actually let them hear what these people said.
God.
I don't give a flying fuck whether or not he says he's guilty or innocent. He's fucking guilty. And he's like, I don't know why they said that.
It's funny. You show that to the killer and they just start making lists. They're like, once I'm out of here, I'm going to pay a little visit to this fella.
They ain't getting out of
YouTube.
there. Most of the people on that show, dude, are getting 109 years with no possibility of parole.
That's the craziest stuff. And then the ones like states or federally where they're on death row for like a decade, just being like, they might kill me any day now. I don't understand why they don't just kind of poison one of their foods one day. And then you just die in your sleep.
He died.
Look at that. He had a heart attack in his sleep. Looks like we don't have to have a weird chamber and a guy wearing a bed sheet being like, I'm going to kill him. Like
Dr. Phil once had on this, he talked to this guy who committed matricide.
Okay.
And he starts walking the guy through the murder. And the whole interview is him just saying, like, so you walked into her room, correct? And the guy's like, yes. And he's like, and you took an axe and you lifted it over your shoulder. And he's like, yeah, that's what I did. And then he's like, and then if I'm correct, you took that axe and you moved it downward into your mother. And the guy eventually, he gets impatient. He's like, yeah. He's like, did you not know this, dude?
I killed my mom,
killed her,
dude.
Yeah, That's why you're here. What are you talking about?
Okay, I just want to get this right, all right? You're telling me you took an axe intended for something like fireman work, but you dug it in your own mother's skull.
You did not use it for fireman work, correct? Like trying to get the technique correct. Like it went over the right shoulder.
I think that's the same reason why they got fucking convicted in the first place, sitting in that little room, and the detective is going, you did this, and then this, and then this, and then they do it for 12 fucking hours straight before the dude's like, yeah, I did.
I've gone down rabbit holes watching like the good cop, bad cop videos on YouTube where they just go in trying to get people to confess before anybody asks for a lawyer, and it is incredible because the cops just come in and go, we know you did it. We know you did it.
You just need to help us get some of the facts.
Yeah, we just got to get everything in line. And it's so great because they'll just be rocking back and forth. Like, no, I didn't. And they're like, no, we know you did it.
Well, sometimes that's how, you remember they got that autistic kid on did you ever watch Making a Murderer?
Yeah,
that kid, Brendan Dassey.
Yeah.
Like that's how they trapped him.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to stupid yourself into prison, which I feel bad about that. However, a hard stance when Making a Murderer first came out, I didn't think Stephen Avery did it, and now like looking at some of the not like hyped up for TV facts, I'm like, oh, he for sure killed that. Well, her bones were in their burn pit. Like we all watched that show.
I think two things can be true. I think it's possible the cops planted evidence, and
sure.
also he did do it.
Yeah, because her bones are in their weird, creepy burn pit.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, I think it was her ex-boyfriend. I'm like, what's more believable? Some weird, skangly ex-boyfriend found a way to kill her and then frame the Avery family, or known cat killer, just burning cats, and
he got sick of cats eventually.
Dude. And then he was in his towel, like trying to rizz her up, like, you taking pictures of cars? Because I got learning disabled peen for you right here.
Yeah. I do think Brendan Dassey had nothing to do with it.
No, but her bones were in the fire pit. And like, that's what's crazy to me is they have the body on the property, and everybody's like, who done it? I'm like, clearly the guy who's like, I didn't kill her. You guys got me. Oh, this is bullshit.
Why would I do that? I was in jail for 20 years.
I'm like, that's insane, man.
Yeah, they can definitely smart the idiots into fucking, definitely confessing to it. There was the one girl, she was like, they said, well, we have the other two people that were involved in the murder that you were involved in, and they've already pointed at you. And she says, well, no, because there was nobody else there.
Yeah, it's like,
and he's like, oh, how did you know that there was nobody else there?
Damn it. Damn
she's like,
it is funny. It reminds me of the Tom Segura bit about like the first 48 or whatever, but it's like whenever anybody goes like, can I talk to a lawyer? And they're like, that's what you want to do, then you can't talk to us anymore. And they're like, yeah, I would like a lawyer. And they're like, well, if you go that route, then this door does close. And they're like, no, I would like to close this door and talk to a lawyer. And they're like, fuck. Like,
I don't think people realize just to keep their fucking mouth shut no matter what. I don't care if a fucking parking attendant comes up and tries to give me a parking ticket. I ain't saying shit.
Lawyer. Just say lawyer.
I feel like lawyer.
Dude, that happens with Hanson all the time. These guys sit down. I'm like, dude, there's cameras in your face. There's a guy who caught you trying to meet an underage kid, and their first question is not, can I have a lawyer?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, maybe if I'm charming enough, I can get out of this.
Dude, that whole show it just weirds me out. It's also ruined, like, casual alcoholic beverages and pizza, because I'm like, I hate that shit. We're like, oh, little wine coolers and pizza?
You know what it ruins?
Fucking you're like, oh.
What it ruins is, like, a Tinder hookup. Like, you're, like, on your way to, like, a girl's house you've never met before, and then she texts you and says, hey, can you pick this up on the way? I'm like, I'm not going.
Nah, no thanks.
Like I know that like you are of age, but like there's too many things here that are too similar.
Dog, I haven't been on Tinder in like 5 years.
Nice.
So this is I don't have plans on hopping back on anytime soon, but I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm ready for the Wild West.
This is the time for you to come back.
She's like, oh, God, dude.
33 years old.
Just like I said, I only have Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, dude, people slam on Facebook all the time.
Oh, yeah,
that's
Facebook
original.
dating.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Facebook dating's out
all
of
the
control.
geriatrics fuck each other.
Dude, single moms are out there just thirst trapping on Facebook, like, yo, who wants some of this?
You ever want to find pussy by picking out the best Minions meme? That's Facebook dating.
Yeah. You see a lot of Cookie Monster PJs ready to dance on Facebook, dude. They're out here being like, yo, I don't got Braden this weekend. Wants to come over here and get some of this PJ action. Like, oh, no.
Dude, I liked the use of Braden. That was a good name to use.
Oh, yeah.
That was really good.
Hey, man, I'm out there on Facebook. It's me and Pierpoint locking it down on Facebook, dude. Dude, I will get a single mom in my message requests about once a month being just saying out of pocket shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yikes.
I would think that would be a deterrent from anybody. If you're on Facebook and you got your kids dancing around in videos and you're trying to get some fucking some dick,
Yeah.
It is
maybe not
weird
have your kids
to see a thirst trap photo like next to a kid's opening presents photo. We're like, what you putting out here right now? Like, what kind of guy do you think you're gonna get that is like horned up enough to compartmentalize that? I'm like, dude.
Unless you're really into responsibility.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, oh,
like,
she takes care of those kids.
yeah,
Nice.
dude. Here she is loving on them, and then in the next photo, lingerie where she'll be loving on me, dude. Like,
Dude, she has kids, which means she puts out.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And she lets you put in.
I ain't looking for a daddy. I already got 3 of them.
Yeah.
I haven't been in the scene for a long time, man. I've been with my wife now 18 years, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Don't ever go back.
Yeah.
No.
Stay out of there, dude.
46.
No, you don't want any
The
of this.
bitches my age would be the ones dancing in the fucking pajamas,
Oh,
dude. They'd be
yeah.
like,
You're hooking up with Spirit Airline back of the bus ladies, and nobody wants that. Or you do. I don't know. Love who you want to love. If Cookie Monster PJs and a couple of kids is your cup of tea, well, Chris Hansen might be showing up. You know? Hey, so you got kids? Like, dude.
oh, no.
Ooh, no.
Good Lord.
No, I think I'm screwed for the next couple of years because my age bracket is there's either young professionals that want to get married immediately, or I got to wait for that first round of divorcees. God damn it!
Hey, those are gonna drop pretty soon.
I
dude.
know. No, hey, early 30s. I'm already watching.
Divorce season's coming
Yeah.
up. There's gonna
That
be
is
a
an
round.
accurate representation of getting older because I remember that point in my life where I seen all the Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're
That
like,
fucking
oh,
bitch took the kids. You're
all,
like, oh
all
no.
the families together, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, uh-oh.
I don't like it, dude. I'm checking the high school yearbook, and I'm like, all right, about that time for that first round of divorces to start. And I was like, damn it, dude. And I'm not thrilled about it because I was dating for 4 years, which is like longer than some people's marriages. I'm like, God damn it, dude.
I was dating for 3 years. Yeah.
Yep, son of a gun. But
So we've proved we can have a long-term relationship.
yeah, but
We've done it before.
But now we no longer want it. yeah. Good times.
Well, hey, you got a whole new batch now that you're out there in
Waiting
Chicago.
for the high school sweethearts. I don't know, dude. Big city dating's insane because you'll just be at a bar and they're like, "So guess I'm kind of cool with you coming in my asshole tonight." You're like, "Well, all right. I was maybe a peck on the cheek, so we're on a different."
The roles of
Yeah,
flip.
We're different because if I heard that, I'd be like, I need a hard yes or no. I can't.
Like,
I'm kind of okay. That's not gonna cut the mustard.
I'm gearing up for dumping loads. Are we or are we not doing this?
Right. Kind of okay will not work on the transcript.
Yeah,
we need
it's
to know.
I don't know, man. It's big city fucking is out of control because I'm like, you guys know STD and AIDS are a thing. I'm like, man, that's old news, dude.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that shit's still around.
It's still out there, dog.
I mean, just because they got some medication to help you out,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm on Slut, which is a prevention drug for all of them. It's a cocktail of anti-AIDS and antibiotics, and I just let it fly.
Just getting STDs like the Three Stooges trying to walk through one door. They're like, they can't like get through. You're like, oh, I'm safe.
Can't get them if you get them all.
Jesus.
Oh no, I don't know, man. I hadn't heard about cuffing season until Chicago.
Cuffing?
Yeah, it's like around fall, all those single sads are like, well, I'm gonna shack up with something to rub on for the winter months.
so
I'm like,
that's-
ew,
that's
dude.
the thing,
Hibernating,
huh? Just
like-
like a temporary girlfriend.
I guess.
That's
like,
called cuffing.
I guess.
Wow.
Cuffing season was a thing. I was like, yeah, it sounds like cucking season. What's up, everybody? Huh? Who's
Dude,
your
scarf
boy?
up, brave the storm for some poon,
Yeah.
like our ancestors
Hey,
did.
I just want to sleep next to you until it's warm out, and then I want to slut around on the beach again. It's like, ew, dude, I hate that vibe.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like,
How about we just sleep together and then you get up and leave in the morning?
Yeah.
Maybe not for
Whoa,
the winter.
whoa!
Like, either-
your old
either-
lot lizard days are coming out there. How about you get out of my truck now that I've cleared my mind?
Jason just got 18 years younger for a second.
yeah, dude. Somebody pre-wife talk came out there. How about you get out of my bed, you hussy? God damn, dude. How much did you high-five the boys after you cummed as a youth?
You're still here?
God damn, dude.
Jesus Christ.
I do think it's all about middle grounds. You know, like this is a case where you should avoid a middle ground because it's like either have them leave in the morning or love them. don't do this fake boyfriend girlfriend thing.
Stay with me.
Yeah. I was the Bob Dylan up. Lay, lay across my lips.
I don't know, man. I have the one night stand thing as well. Like the older I get, I go.
It loses
Yeah.
the luster,
Yeah, I'm
sure.
like, this is kind of gross, actually. Like, hey, all right, look at this. We're having fun.
My testosterone has plateaued.
Yeah.
And now I just don't want to fuck everything I
You
look
never
at.
want to
so,
like nut and then be like, oh, this was gross. Like, oh, like, oh no, oh no. But not you,
bad
John.
idea.
You're a young buck. You get out there.
No, I've had I've had the moment, the fleeting cross of my mind. Like once that happens, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna have to see you again next week. Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Plus, you said you just turned 26, right?
Yeah.
You got your own
Yesterday.
insurance, so you have to pay for your own STD meds now.
Yeah.
I
I missed my
Planned
window
Parenthood.
to get my STD. That's the problem. When you're 26, most people, that's when like a lot of people nowadays are like starting to look at like settling down and not playing around anymore. And it's like, and it's because you have to pay for your own STD medication.
That's
I missed
exactly
out.
it.
I missed the bus, dude.
Yeah. Can't have your folks buy your cock pills no more. God
They
damn.
get that. This
I
is
get
not
it.
a bill, and
Yeah.
then they read
Yeah,
what's on it, and they're
yeah.
like, "What the fuck?"
I'll crawl back to that. I'm like, Dad, come on, Dad.
Dad, she was hot, kinda.
She seemed that way in the moment.
She smelled clean.
Yeah. Well, for those of you out there, yesterday was Johnny's birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. By
Thank
the way,
you.
Happy birthday, bud.
I always get everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
This is my favorite,
shit.
one of my favorite whiskeys, and the reason why I like it so much is because normally they'll take beer and put it in bourbon barrels.
Yeah.
That one they take bourbon and put it in beer barrels.
Oh, hell
Anyway,
yeah.
So
All right.
it's got a little tiny bit of a little tinge afterwards,
but
of
like
the
not
beer.
as
That's
harsh.
amazing.
Yeah.
but not as harsh. So,
Thank you
so
so
happy
much.
birthday,
Yeah,
buddy.
that's
so sweet. This is a great
Look
gift.
at that. You drink that bottle, you can find a lady out here that you're willing to
Dude,
lie with.
I mean,
I told Kim, I was like, I broke the rules and brought some alcohol into your establishment. I'm sorry, but hey, he might drink it before he leaves. I don't know.
I think as this bottle gets lower, the average age of this establishment will get lower as well, in my mind.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, looking around here, there's a lot of hip replacements out there. Dude. You can-
Some of these Diamonddale ladies are going to
busted
start
it
looking
up.
pretty good.
we have a large array of age here.
yeah, some of them I think are going to hate the jokes we do here pretty
Yeah,
soon.
we'll
Well,
see.
I got
Yeah.
messages earlier that says, "Hey, we want to come out. Is there a place where I can buy tickets?" And plus, we don't really like bad words and lewd comments. And I said, "There's not tickets available. We're sold out."
Yeah, that's
I
rough.
was like, "Don't come out here and expect fucking." That's why I don't care.
Yeah.
That's how people do whatever you want out here, and that's the way it goes.
I appreciate it, but I'm reading the room already. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna piss off half this
Do it.
crowd. But
Do it.
I don't
I love it.
intentionally mean to. I'm just like, sorry, this is what I wrote for 10 years.
See, I'm still a grifter. I'll say whatever they want me to say.
Yeah,
Wheel of Fortune, that's a crazy show.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was busy the other day voting for Trump a bunch of times. And
digging up old relatives and taking them to the polling booth. Dude.
Hell yeah. Well, with that being said, we can probably wrap this up. I got to switch over from podcast mode to live mode.
Oh,
but
yeah.
anyway,
Wrap it up,
dude.
That's
I'm really happy you guys were able to come out and talk to me, dude. Because I fucking, like I said, I love you guys' podcast. I love going out and
thanks.
seeing you
Thanks,
guys
man.
perform. like I said, Ozone's with you. The next one,
last Thursday of every month, Ozone's Brewhouse. Nick Earl and I host that show. So you can,
hell yeah, and you're done with Crunchies now.
For base on paper, they're gonna Al Pacino and Godfather 3 me.
You're gonna get brought back.
That's what I thought it was out. They pulled me back in. Everybody's bailing from the open mics, man. But I don't know. I guess whatever.
There's a new crop coming in.
Yeah.
It's in good hands.
Lansing scene, baby, won't go down without a fight. I love that.
So how about the socials? You got more than just Facebook?
I'm on Instagram. Yeah, I do have more than just Facebook.
You can find Johnny on my Facebook.
You can find me on MySpace, actually. I'm on Instagram at Johnny Mocny Comedy. And, we do Chinese Rocket Force on YouTube and Spotify every Thursday. And then I have a movie podcast called We Are Movies, which is usually out every Sunday. So that's
Hell yeah.
Chicago, if you're out there, first Saturday of every month, the Salsa Parlor Comedy Show is going alive and well at Uptown Tap Room,
and that's a show that got transplanted from you originally. Here
that was a house.
Lansing, right?
I used to run a show out of a house, and then when some other comics moved into Lansing with me, turned into Salsa Parlor. We ran that out of a house. And now we're finally in a brick and mortar doing it in a real venue. But free beer is kind of the shtick. So
that's fucking awesome.
You show up to the show, drinks on us, beers on us, anyways. So that's first Saturday every month in Chicago at Uptown Tap Room. And then just at Louis D. Michael on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We're out there. And then, Chinese Rock Force on Spotify and YouTube. Look it up. It's we have fun with it.
Hell yeah. Well, I've only been in it for about over 2 years now, man, and meeting you guys in town and stuff like that, and watching you do comedy has been fun.
Oh,
thanks, dude.
With the guys that have done comedy a little bit longer around the area, I've always liked to kind of sneak peek and watch you guys and what you're doing on stage and stuff. So, it's a way for me. It's like this. This was a way for me to just steal ideas, not steal jokes, but to be able to watch people and just learn myself.
Yeah,
so,
man, it's stealing like an artist. There's a whole book about
exactly.
that.
You know. But I've really enjoyed you guys, and
thanks,
the best of luck in Chicago and
wherever I am.
Johnny's around Lansing.
Hey, thanks, man. But I am gonna hit the sincere glass now. Like, knock it off, you fruitcake. You gotta do some comedy.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey,
thank you, man.
I just
Patreon.
I was a musician for 25 years, and then I got into comedy, because my music kind of died off and the bands went. And I've just always been a big fan of art. I love art, especially expressive art with music and comedy and shit like that. So,
I appreciate
and you guys
it,
tend to be the ones that take it seriously.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks, buddy.
So. Fucking around seriously.
You have fun with it.
Yeah, we have.
You have to.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks, man.
But cool. Well,
it's
good to have you finally,
thanks,
and
buddy.
good to have you back. So, Comedy at the Creek 17, man.
Right,
we will see you again in February. February 22nd is Comedy at the Creek 18. So,
right.
one's coming up next.
Thanks
All right,
for having
guys,
us,
let's
man.
get to this.